All right, so you guys really seem to love this book.
Oh, yeah.
We got a ton of requests to do a deep dive on Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Classic.
Yeah. And we actually got the full audiobook, so this is going to be good.
Full deep dive.
Yeah, we're really going to get into it. And, I think a lot of people are really interested in, leveling up their financial game, figuring out how to build that wealth.
Right, and break free from the rat race. That's what he calls it.
Exactly. And I'm excited about this one because this book really isn't afraid to kind of challenge conventional wisdom.
Absolutely.
So, if you're ready to kind of shake things up and think a little bit differently about money, this is the deep dive for you.
It really uses his own personal story as a framework.
That's what I love about it.
For teaching these financial lessons.
Yeah.
And he contrasts the financial philosophies of his own father.
Right.
Who was very highly educated but financially struggled.
Yeah.
With his best friend's father.
His rich dad.
Exactly, who became his mentor.
I love that. And I think that's such a brilliant setup, for exploring different mindsets.
Absolutely.
Around money. And then, he kind of just drops this bombshell right away. He says, the rich don't work for money.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember when I first read that, I was like, what does that even mean?
He wants to make you rethink your assumptions about wealth.
Yeah.
He's not saying that wealthy people just sit around all day.
Right.
It's more that they've structured their finances.
Okay.
So that their money is working hard for them.
Interesting.
Instead of trading your time for a paycheck, you're building assets that generate income.
So you're almost like building a system that is working for you.
Even while you sleep.
Even while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
I love that. And there's this one story, he tells about working for 10 cents an hour as a kid.
Right.
Which, seemed really unfair at the time. What was the lesson there?
That's a great example of how Rich Dad taught him to see opportunities where others saw only hardship. So the lesson wasn't about the low wage.
Yeah.
It was about understanding leverage.
Okay.
And value creation.
I like that.
Even at that age, he was thinking about how to make his efforts create more than just a few cents.
It's such a powerful shift in perspective.
Totally.
Because, so many of us are taught to, get a good job, work hard.
Go to school. Get good grades.
Get a raise, climb that ladder.
Yeah, play the game.
But he's kind of saying, hey, don't just play the game. Learn how to change the rules.
Change the rules.
Of the game. I love that. And this is where I think his famous definition of assets and liabilities comes in.
Yes.
It's so simple. An asset puts money in your pocket.
Yes.
A liability takes it out.
It's so simple, but so profound.
So many people miss this.
Yeah.
I have to admit, this is where things kind of clicked for me because I always considered my house an asset.
Of course.
But he kind of argues against that.
Yeah, that's definitely counterintuitive.
Yeah, it's a kind of a bold statement.
Yeah. But think about it. A house can be a huge financial drain.
That's true.
If you're not careful.
Yeah.
I mean, think about mortgage payments, property taxes, maintenance upgrades.
It never ends.
You can get caught in this cycle of constantly pouring money into your house without really seeing a financial return.
So it's not that owning a home is bad.
Right.
It's about being strategic and understanding the financial implications.
Yeah, make sure it aligns with your overall wealth building goals.
So if your house is sucking up all of your cash flow,
right,
it's harder to invest in those income-generating assets.
Exactly. It's about having your money work for you.
Right.
Not the other way around.
I love that. And this leads perfectly into, his idea of minding your own business.
Yes.
Which, I'll admit sounds a little bit selfish at first glance.
On the surface.
But what's the real message here?
He's talking about taking ownership of your financial future.
Okay.
He's not telling you to ignore your employer or your job.
Right.
It's about prioritize building your own asset column alongside your job.
I see.
And he uses this great example of McDonald's.
McDonald's, the burgers and fries?
Yeah, he argues that at its core, McDonald's is a real estate company.
Really?
They buy up prime locations and then lease them to franchisees.
Interesting.
That generates consistent passive income.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, separate from how many burgers they sell.
So it's not just about the burgers and fries.
Right.
It's about that land ownership.
It's a completely different way to look at the business.
Yeah. That's a powerful example of thinking differently
Yeah.
about assets.
And that's what he wants you to do. See those opportunities.
Okay.
Where others just see products or services.
I like that. So thinking differently. And he also dives into different types of income.
Yes.
So, we got earned income, we got portfolio income, and we have passive income.
That's right.
So this is where we start to kind of build that roadmap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Break down those income types and how they fit into the bigger picture.
So earned income is what most people are familiar with.
Yeah.
It's the money you get from your job.
Your 9 to 5.
Trading your time for money.
Right. And then we've got...
Portfolio income is what you earn from investments.
Okay.
Stocks, bonds,
Yeah.
mutual funds.
All right. So that's where things start to shift.
Yeah.
From trading your time for money to having your money work for you a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay. And then there's this kind of holy grail.
Yes.
Passive income.
That's the goal.
Income generated from assets that require very little ongoing effort from you.
You got it.
So you're thinking rental properties, royalties from books or music.
Dividends from stocks.
Exactly.
So the goal is to build a portfolio of those assets that are just generating that passive income.
Right.
So you can break free from that rat race.
Financial freedom.
Yes.
You're not tied to a job just to make ends meet.
And he believes everyone has the potential to achieve this.
He does.
But it requires that shift in mindset
Yes.
and a commitment to financial education.
That's right.
And he's got this other amazing quote, "The rich invent money."
Right.
That sounds almost like alchemy or something.
Sounds a little magical.
So what is the reality behind that statement?
He believes that wealthy people have a knack for recognizing and seizing opportunities that other people miss. They see potential where others see problems.
Okay.
He gives this great example about buying a really rundown house for like $60,000, fixing it up, and immediately selling it for $100,000.
Wow.
So he's inventing money
Yeah.
by recognizing a deal and acting decisively.
So it's about having the financial intelligence to see those opportunities and the courage to take action.
Yes.
When others might hesitate.
Even when it feels scary.
Yeah. But he also recognizes that it's not easy.
Not all.
There are obstacles that hold people back.
Absolutely.
And he identifies 5 key challenges. Yes. We'll dive into those in a bit.
Awesome, we will. Okay, so we're back. And we're ready to tackle those 5 obstacles that Kiyosaki lays out. The 5 roadblocks.
To financial success.
Yes. And he calls them fear, cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and arrogance.
It's a pretty good list.
I think we can all relate to at least one of those.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe all 5 on a bad day.
These are universal human challenges.
Right.
But he really shows how they impact our ability to build wealth.
Okay, so let's start with fear.
Yeah.
Because he says that's like the biggest dream killer.
Yeah, so many people are terrified of losing money.
That's true.
That they never even try.
It's that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
But when it comes to our money.
Yeah, it can be scary.
Yeah, that fear can be paralyzing.
For sure.
But he encourages us to kind of reframe our relationship with risk.
Okay.
He says playing it safe can be riskier.
Interesting.
If you're not growing your money,
yeah,
you're losing purchasing power because of inflation.
So you're actually losing money.
You are.
By not doing anything.
In a way, yes.
Okay, so it's not about being reckless.
No.
But it's about calculated risk taking.
Yes, calculated risk.
And he also emphasizes learning from your mistakes.
That's huge.
Which I think is so important.
He actually encourages us to embrace failure. As a learning opportunity.
I love that.
He has this phrase, think like a Texan.
Think like a Texan.
Because Texans are known for being bold.
Okay.
Entrepreneurial. They're not afraid to go big or go home.
Okay. I like that analogy.
They understand that failure is often a stepping stone to success.
It's about having the guts to try, even if you don't get it right the first time.
You got it.
Okay, what about cynicism? Because I know a lot of people who are quick to dismiss any financial opportunity as a scam or too good to be true.
The cynics out there.
Yeah.
How does cynicism hold us back?
It can be a real roadblock, especially when it's fueled by a lack of knowledge.
Kiyosaki uses the example of people who are like, I don't want to fix toilets.
Right.
When they talk about real estate investing.
They get so hung up on the perceived downsides.
And they focus on the problem.
Yeah.
Not the solution.
They don't see the big picture.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about having an open mind.
Yes.
Being willing to learn.
Yes.
And not letting that negativity cloud your judgment.
Absolutely.
Okay. Laziness. We all have those days.
Yeah.
Of course. Netflix and chill all day.
We're all human.
But how does laziness impact our financial success?
He believes that laziness often disguises itself as busyness.
Oh, interesting.
So, we're so busy working, paying bills,
right.
keeping up with life,
Keeping up with the Joneses.
that we don't make time
yeah.
for financial education or for building our asset column.
It's the I'm too busy trap.
Yes.
But are we really too busy, or are we just prioritizing other things
That's the question.
over our financial well-being?
It is.
Interesting.
Yeah, he encourages us to be proactive. Make time, even if it's just 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Reading a book, listening to a podcast like this.
That's true.
Shift your mindset from, I don't have time,
To I'm going to make time.
I'm going to make time.
Because this is important to my future.
Exactly.
All right. I love that shift in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bad habits, we all have them.
We do.
How do they specifically sabotage our financial goals?
Bad financial habits can be anything from impulse spending
Okay.
to neglecting to track your expenses.
Right.
But he emphasizes the importance of developing good habits,
Okay.
like paying yourself first.
This is one that I struggle with.
I think a lot of people do.
It seems so counterintuitive to save money
Yeah.
before paying bills.
Especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck.
It's like, how do I even have money to save?
Right. But he argues that this is crucial
Okay.
for building wealth.
All right.
Shifting your mindset from I'll save what's left over,
To I'm going to save first.
I'm going to save first.
Okay. So it's about making saving a priority,
A priority.
not an afterthought.
Exactly.
And I think, what about automating your savings?
Oh, that's a great way.
Does that fit into this?
Yes, a great way to make it effortless.
Okay.
Set up a system where a portion of your paycheck is automatically transferred
To your savings account
to your savings or investment account.
every month.
Yeah.
So it's like paying yourself first, but on autopilot.
Exactly.
Okay. I like that.
Okay.
All right. Last but not least, arrogance.
Yeah.
How does arrogance in the context of finances hold people back?
He believes that arrogance often masks ignorance.
Interesting.
People are too proud to admit that they don't know something.
Right.
So they don't seek out the knowledge they need.
It's the I know everything attitude,
Yeah.
which can be so dangerous
Especially with finances.
because you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He encourages us to be lifelong learners,
Okay.
to stay humble and open to new ideas.
Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you
Yeah.
and be willing to ask for help.
Find mentors.
Yes. He loves mentors.
He believes they can accelerate your journey.
Right, because they've already achieved that success
Exactly.
that they're looking for.
They can provide guidance, support valuable insights.
It's like a shortcut to wisdom.
It is.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
You can learn from their mistakes.
Yeah. Okay, so we've covered those 5 big obstacles.
We have.
But how does he suggest we actually start putting his teachings into practice?
Well, he mentions 10 steps
10 steps to financial freedom.
to financial freedom.
Okay, and these steps really provide a roadmap
They do.
for building wealth and achieving that financial independence.
It's not just theory.
Yeah.
These are practical strategies
That we can actually use.
that you can start using today.
Today, okay, so we talked about a strong why.
Yes.
We talked about mindful daily choices.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about paying ourselves first.
Foundation.
These all seem like really good starting points.
Yeah.
What are some other steps?
Well, he talks about mastering a formula and then learning a new one.
So always be learning.
Always be learning, evolving.
Okay.
Don't get complacent.
Don't get stuck.
Yeah, don't get stuck in your ways.
The world of finance is always changing.
It's dynamic.
So stay curious.
Yeah.
Keep expanding your knowledge.
Never stop learning.
What worked for you in the past
Right.
might not work in the future.
Exactly.
Okay.
He also stresses the importance of choosing your heroes wisely.
Oh, choosing your heroes.
Yeah, find people you admire
Okay.
who have already achieved
The level of success.
the level of success you want.
Okay.
Study their stories, learn from their mistakes,
Yeah.
model their strategies.
That's a powerful idea.
It is.
Find people who embody what you want.
Yeah.
And learn from them.
Learn everything you can.
That's so cool. What else?
He encourages us to be generous
Generate.
with our knowledge.
Okay.
He believes the more you teach, the more you learn.
Interesting.
Share your financial wisdom with others.
Yeah.
Mentor those who are just starting out.
Pay it forward.
Exactly. Contribute to a culture of financial literacy.
So it's about creating a ripple effect
Yes.
of positive change.
Exactly.
By helping others, we ultimately help ourselves.
That's right.
I like that a lot. And it's not just about accumulating wealth for yourself.
Right.
It's about using your wealth to make a positive impact
Yes.
on the world.
And finally, he emphasizes taking action.
Taking action.
He reminds us that there is gold everywhere,
There's gold everywhere.
but you have to be trained to see it.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to dig for it.
You got to put in the work.
You do.
It's not enough to dream about financial freedom.
Yeah.
You have to get out there and make it happen.
You got to take action.
Take risks, learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
And never give up.
Never give up.
Okay, so this book is like a wake-up call.
It is.
It's urging us to take control of our finances and create the lives we want.
He believes that everyone has the potential
To achieve financial freedom?
Yes. But it takes willingness to learn.
To grow.
To step outside your comfort zone.
And Rich Dad, Poor Dad is packed with so many valuable insights.
So many.
And I feel like we've only just scratched the surface
in
this deep dive today.
But hopefully we've given you some food for thought.
Yeah.
To spark your own journey.
Towards financial empowerment.
Remember, financial education is a lifelong pursuit.
Yeah, it's not a one-time thing.
It's a journey.
And you don't have to do it alone.
You don't.
Surround yourself with mentors, connect with other people.
Find your tribe.
And never stop seeking knowledge.
That's right. And as Kiyosaki reminds us,
yeah,
it's not how much money you make.
It's how much money you keep.
Start building that financial foundation today.
And watch your wealth grow.
That's it.
If you're ready to challenge your assumptions about money and take control of your financial future,
yes,
Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a great place to start.
Such a classic.
There's a wealth of knowledge.
Packed into
this book. We encourage you to dive in and start building your own path.
To financial freedom.
To financial freedom, this deep dive has been a journey.
It has.
Of exploring concepts and challenging assumptions.
Absolutely.
And, you know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a book that really sparks conversation.
Yeah.
And encourages us to rethink our relationship with money.
It does.
We've only just scratched the surface.
Just the beginning.
But hopefully this deep dive has inspired you to take control of your financial future and start building your own path to financial freedom.
It's possible.
It is. Okay, so we've explored those 5 major obstacles to building wealth.
We have.
And Kiyosaki's 10 steps to financial freedom.
A roadmap to independence.
These steps really do seem like, you know, a roadmap for achieving that financial independence.
Yeah.
And it's not just theory, it's like practical strategies you can actually use.
You can start implementing them today.
And remember, those 10 steps aren't meant to be like tackled all at once.
No, it's a journey, not a race.
Each step builds upon the previous one.
Yeah, it gives you the mindset.
You get the habits, the skills you need for that long-term financial success.
That's it.
So we talked about finding a strong why.
Yes.
Making those mindful choices daily. And the power of paying yourself first.
Yeah, setting that foundation.
These all seem like really great starting points.
Definitely.
Especially for someone who's just, you know, beginning.
You're just starting out.
Their financial journey.
What are some other steps that might encourage action?
Yeah. What else do we have here?
Well, he talks about mastering a formula.
Okay.
And then learning a new one.
So always be learning.
Always be learning. Right?
Okay.
Constantly evolving.
Okay.
Don't get complacent with just one strategy.
Okay.
Or one investment vehicle or one way of thinking about money.
Right, because things are always changing.
Exactly. The world of finance is dynamic.
Yes.
Stay curious.
Keep expanding your knowledge. Never stop learning.
What worked for you in the past might not work in the future.
Exactly. So important to remember that, okay, what else?
Choosing your heroes wisely.
Choosing your heroes. I live there.
Find people you admire.
Okay.
Who have achieved that level of financial success you want.
Okay.
Study their stories. Learn from their mistakes.
Okay.
Model their strategy.
Find those mentors.
Yeah.
Find people who embody what you want to be.
Yeah. And learn everything you can from them.
It's like you don't even have to reinvent the wheel.
Exactly.
Just find those people and follow in their footsteps a little bit.
That's it.
All right. That's great. What else?
Being generous.
Generous with our knowledge?
Yeah, with your knowledge.
Okay.
He believes that the more you teach, the more you learn.
So true.
Share your wisdom. Mentor others.
Contribute to a culture of financial literacy.
Exactly.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward, yeah.
It's about creating that ripple effect.
Yes.
Of positive change.
Helping others helps yourself, ultimately.
It's not just about, you know, accumulating all this wealth for yourself. It's about using that wealth.
Yes.
To make a positive impact.
On the world.
On the world. I love that. Okay. Anything else?
Taking action.
Taking action.
He reminds us that there's gold everywhere.
There's gold everywhere, but you got to find it.
You have to be trained to see it.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to dig for it.
You got to put in the work.
You do.
It's not enough to just dream about it.
No.
You have to go and make it happen.
Take action. Take those risks.
Learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, and never give up.
Never give up. So, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's a call to action.
It is.
He wants us to challenge the status quo.
Think differently about money.
Take control of our financial destinies.
He believes that everyone has the potential
To achieve that financial freedom.
but it requires willingness to learn,
To grow.
to step outside your comfort zone.
I think that's something we can all work on.
For sure.
So what's one small action our listeners can take today to start building their financial intelligence and putting their money to work for them?
Yeah, maybe pick up a book.
Start tracking your expenses.
Automate your savings.
That's a good one.
Start small.
You know, the journey to financial freedom.
It starts with a single step.
It does. And as Kiyosaki reminds us,
It's not how much money you make.
it's how much money you keep.
That's it. Build that foundation and watch your wealth grow.
All right. So this deep dive has been a journey
It has.
of exploring concepts and challenging assumptions.
Absolutely.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a book that sparks conversation.
Yeah.
It gets people talking.
It encourages us to rethink our relationship with money.
We've only just scratched the
It's
surface.
just the beginning.
But hopefully this deep dive has inspired you to take control of your financial future and start building your own path to financial freedom.
It's possible.
It is. And that's it for this deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We hope